Eloheim, Umi Na. It's uh, it's so funny how life just evolves and reveals what you have been doing since 2012. And because now I know that it began in 2012 when they start um, the guides, my cosmic team, start showing me how to do activations and ask me to do some. And I, since the beginning of contacting um, my guides, of remembering and exchanging information with them, I pretty much allow the recommendations, and I follow them because it's always so rewarding. So uh, after the first activation, and maybe for that I'm going to make like a little bit pause to explain what for me means activation, what I now call I activation, is because it's a activation of consciousness. And what happens there is there are two results, to put it in a way, and one is about both being the same. It's to prepare a space so it becomes a harmonization, where there is cleansing, where there is transformation. And then when that happens, then it's either there is a dormant energy within Gaia, within yourself, within the system, that it's been reawaked. And in the moment that it's reawaked, it's being again integrated in the system and upgraded with information of evolution. This is the one part when we remember something, when we reactivate, when dormant energy comes out again. And then there is the other activation, when after the harmonizing, the transformation, the cleansing, it prepare, like it prepare the stage. So new frequencies can come and can be integrated in you, in Gaia, or in the whole system. So this is what I call activations. And the first one, I remember they asked me to go to an event that it was happening at the end of the Santiago path in Spain. And I arrived, and in the morning before that event was going to happen, the team was saying, okay, this is going to happen, and this is going to be your first time. So go there, walk, what at this hour. And they explained a bit what I do, and I did, and it was, wow. I say, I have no idea what is happening, but it's amplifying my system, and I see it amplifies the whole system. Because one of the things that happens, I'm able to see the energetic grids of everything, of a person, of a tree, of Gaia. And it was like, oh, this is what it do, the activation. And I was just starting to understand. And after I did it, they said, now you go. I said, yeah, but the event is starting in a couple of hours. No, there's no purpose for you in the event. You already did what it need to be done. So I left, and so I remember people even asking me, but the event is going to happen. I said, yeah, but I came here for another reason. And after that, with the training of going to other places to do this, is the inclusion of the light language, the inclusion of the I language, the consciousness language, as part of a deeper activations. And as everything evolved and I started receiving 12 different series of the Pleiadians, I codes, they said, we need a little bit of help because there's information planted in 12 plus 1 in 13 places around the world. And there are etherical discs of consciousness. Now I'm telling you that way. I remember at that time they were just saying you need to do activations, and they're gonna happen. And they gave me information of where it's gonna happen, and there were a lot of places. And I say, are there pyramids there? Because it's what's happening there is a disc, etherical disc. It's inner Earth disc, and there are 3 points to be activated. One representing the sun, the other one representing the moon, and the other one with the frequencies of Venus and the dragon. And now I do understand everything a lot better, but at that time there's a synergy of this consciousness, of these frequencies, of this vibration, and what they create is the activation. They're gonna turn on again the light, and they're gonna start vibrating again. And I said there's some information that it's need for Gaia. So I was in contact with Gaia. I said, yeah, we would like to have your support. And I said yes. And even though it's like, okay, there are pyramids in China, there are pyramids in Bosnia, and I was at Easter Island. I was not really aware of all this information, but it was very fun to go and explore and recognize them, and feel them and see them and reactivating them. So the first time that this and as I said, the disc is being activated through 3 different points, being the major one, the etherical disc. It's under a pyramid, and most of that energy of that on the pyramid, it's the energy of the sacred feminine, the cosmic feminine, the I feminine, and then the other 2 supporting it and integrate it. And but before doing that, there is another place, in another place around the world, that helps, that when it's activated, it's like the key. It's the allowancing key, the keeper key, that then allows this disc to be reawake. And I say, okay, let's do this. and, and at that time, I was in Mallorca. And I really thought Mallorca was going to be my place to stay forever. And they say, okay, let's start. And the first, what I call pre-activation, which I say is like the opening the key. They guide me to a cave in Mallorca. And sometimes in those pre-activations, been other beautiful souls supporting me in this job, which I say thank you to all of them, Etenea. And we took pictures after the activation, and you can see it in the website. There were so many orbs. Wow. And for me, it's like the understanding of the importance of grounding was so there, because I was like, okay, I really need practicing my grounding a lot deeper in order to do the job that I was asking to do. And but the experience was amazing. And when I left that cave, this is the first time I I heard your time in Mallorca is over. This is practically you were um, trained to be able to start this, and it was like whoa. And I said, wow, but it's nice. And they said, no, it's really time for you to move on, and I did. And that activation, which was the pre-activation, the key activation, the open key activation, was for the first disc that is in a pyramid, under a pyramid in Cozumel, where the other points are Tulum and Uxmal. So here we go. Like, you have to go to Mexico, you have to do this there, and you're going to be kind of training to do that. And this was really, really fun, because as we were preparing this beautiful altar to do everything, they said, we're gonna start practicing being in different places at the same time. So so we do this little ceremony, and I divide myself where I will go to these 3 different places. And I remember the person, again, thank you so much for being there, that was with me, and say, it's like you're here but not here. I was like, I know, I feel the same way. And then they say, you need to go to Cozumel. And we were guided, we arrived there, and someone said, okay, we can take you there, because there were nobody else that go, but that's the hour that I was recommended to go. And I said, but I don't know exactly where to go, because the driver said, because everything is closed. I said, we'll guide you. So I was saying, okay, right, left, and suddenly there's this big field with oh, what's the name? I'm not sure. It's the dragonflies, or in Spanish is luciérnaga. So they are these little bugs that produce light at night. No, but you cannot imagine how many. There was like magical. I said, here's the place. And the guy said, well, actually, here's like another entrance to that pyramid. And in the moment that I did the activation, where I was showing to through the light language, through the I code, the I sounds, it was like literally what I saw was turning on a light of that disc, with many beings around being supporting this activation, and the connection of an intraterrenal grid that went from there to all of the pyramids. But the one that I really visualized very much is, suddenly I was like, oh, I'm in in Egypt. And I understood the inner earth, the intraterrenal connection that those discs have. And at the moment, it was so sacred, so divine, that we were in silence. And afterwards, I asked, what you felt? And the description in what she felt was exactly the same. So it was extremely magical. Then the next day, it's about taking a boat to go do the same kind, closing a ceremony, closing this activation. And I say, well, but those boats are like very tourist. I say, go at this hour, ask for this person, you'll see. Oh, here we go. And I arrive there, and I ask for this person, say, yes, we're waiting for another other group that's going to come, and then we can go. And the group never arrived. So here we go, just my friend and I in that boat, just for us. And this guy starts saying things, and I say, you know what? I just came here to do ceremony, and they understood it so well. So he took me to this place, and they were honoring and supporting the activation. And at that night, I was going to pick up Robert's daughter that was coming and helping us to film for the first time some of the soul movements, the I movements, and she arrived, and I remember her telling me, why do I see you? Why do I see you many times? And I say, very normal. She always laugh at that. There's a mosquito here. She always laugh at that. And she says that I was so normal telling her, oh, I'm just practicing. I just practiced today, or it was yesterday. I don't remember. I practiced to be in different places at the same time, but don't worry, I'll be. I'm right now. I'm in the process of bringing me back into one, which was like that, and that was the first activation of this eye disc in Mexico. With and what I with the time, what I understood is that those discs were the common was this disc. They've been there since time of Lemuria in Atlantis, and they also been used in times of Egypt, and they have information gathered there, which allow us to bring back the energy of well, the first step is balance out the feminine and the masculine, the cosmic principles, the consciousness of these two cosmic principles, bring balance, and then add the third one, which is the consciousness of the cosmic child, of the I child, which what it does, it suddenly it brings everything into one, no more separation. So it's like in music was telling Robert that's about bringing everything in harmony into the oneness. So by activating those points, uh, they say now, again, I understand now, after when voices of the Elohim arrive, like it's time to bring new frequencies that's never been on earth before. They mentioned that what you've been doing since 2012, activating those eye discs, is the foundation, the support in order for these new frequencies to come. And now I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. But the journey has been, anyways, extremely beautiful. And from there on, a lot of these activations, most of the pre is the places I've been sent to be physically, but the training they gave me to the multiply myself. So it's like to do it just to move them to do the activation at home and then move and do and have the same power as before. So it was a lot of training, and now as you see, the pillars have been done remotely. That was the word I was looking for. From wherever we are, and we are supporting. So this is the story, and one of the main invitations that I have today is a lot of people sometimes come and say, I wanna know what's my purpose. And I say, yeah, well, what's and they want to have like this business plan with 1, 2, 3 in 5 years and 10 years. And in my experience is whenever you feel something and there's a call to do something, you might not know exactly why, but you feel is right. And the more you follow that, suddenly the rest keeps unfolding. And that's what happens with Voices of the Elohim. In the moment that I just went to that cave, I didn't know what was happening. I just knew, it felt this is the right thing. And the more I start activating, the more I understood, the more I integrate. And it kept revealing and revealing and revealing to the point that we are now. And I know now that's absolutely just the beginning. Because those frequencies that we are now downloading, like the new attributes from the new human, we're just grasping it. It's just, we bring it, we're nourishing this like a little tiny embryo so it can grow. And where it's gonna take me, I don't know. I just feel the call to do this now. I felt the call to share this with you. So allow the steps so you can, through walking the journey, open up to the full potential of you, of your uniqueness in this planet. Enjoy all this activation. Before, just I think you're going to see, if you are at the landing page in the Timalu Academy, you're going to see that below you can register, and what you're going to have here is you're going to be able to download the different codes that are used in those activations so you can integrate within yourself. And what's going to happen is that monthly we'll be sharing a new of the activations till we have the 12+1 done there. So just keep going, and or go to see in the calendar when we're going to release the next one. The activation itself, of course, there's the music of Robert Hay Coxon. Thank you for that. And you're going to see them in the Timalu TV YouTube channel. So that's perfect for that. And now it's my cat telling me it's over. And so it's just, if you register here for free, you're gonna have those codes so you can have the same journey of harmonizing and integrating those frequencies, so you have even a stronger foundation to keep integrating the new frequencies that we're sharing in Voices of the Elohim that have never been on earth before. So I say, see you soon, and etenea.